Hey YouTube, welcome back to this show. Now, on today's show, strap yourselves in because we are talking about the ongoing saga that is the Microsoft Activision Blizzard acquisition. That was a mouthful, but you've got to absolutely just step back sometimes and laugh at the way things fall, because obviously it's been a pretty bad week for Sony, especially after this announcement today that Brazil has come out and absolutely supported the acquisition without restriction. So we'll talk about that in a second, but there's a very detailed statement that they've put out, essentially slapping down all of the issues that Sony has been out in the media whinging about, you know, traveling around to all of these different agencies, complaining poor, to be honest, about this acquisition, and Brazil has come out with an uppercut, a backhand, and absolutely knocked Sony to the ground. So you can see here on screen, they've come up with a whole bunch of points about why this acquisition is fine. Now, I'm not going to read that. That would be an incredibly boring video to sit there and watch. I will link it in the description down below, and feel free to pause and read it yourself as well if you want to. But I will read the last little bit, you know, the conclusion. So it says, "It is concluded, therefore, that the possible vertical integrations and complementaries that may be generated or reinforced by the transaction do not give rise to significant risks to competition, since no elements were identified that allow inferring the closure of any of the vertical related markets. In view of the foregoing, it is concluded that the present merger is approved without restrictions." Now, what does all of that mean? There's two really critical pieces here. One of which says that there is no significant issue with competition. And that's the piece that says this transaction do not give rise to significant risks to competition. It says it there, black and white, like it's really simple, that there are no issues to competition. And if you look at it, you know, Nintendo doesn't have Call of Duty. They're doing just fine. They're market leading. And the other one that is really, really interesting is the last little piece of the sentence there. It says that this merger is approved without restrictions. Because I think at the end of the day, Sony knows this deal is going to go through. This deal is going to get done. But I think what they want to be able to do is just weasel in a couple of conditions, a couple of terms, some restrictions there that mean that they can continue to enjoy Call of Duty on their platform for, you know, the next 10, 20 years, whatever. And this deal, as it's written from the Brazilian authorities, has said this deal's approved without restrictions. And that really is the big slapdown to all of the issues that Sony and Jim Ryan specifically has come out and been arguing against. So there you go. Look, there's some interesting points there out of Brazil. Now, Brazil joins Saudi Arabia as the two countries so far that have approved this deal. There will be many more. And of course, the big two, the European one and the American one, they're the ones that we really have to watch. And if I'm being completely honest, I think that's where we will see some of these terms and conditions, these restrictions, these conditions of sale that will be put into the agreement. But look, time will tell. Now, if I had to have a guess, this deal will be approved in 2023. I think it'll go ahead. I don't think it's going to be, you know, in Game Pass anytime in the next 12 months. I could be wrong. But I think there's still a lot of hurdles to jump. But I think response out of Brazil is only going to give Microsoft more confidence that this deal is going to get across the line, and it's going to get across the line relatively soon. So there you go, guys. Look, that's the video. If you like today's video, you know what to do. Smash that like button for me. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And as always, guys, get involved in the conversation via the comment section down below. And I will see you all in the next video.